Good evening, everyone. My name's Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Thursday, January the 2nd, 2014, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Before we get into the video here, I just want to say Happy New Year's to you all out there at the same time. Come check out our website, WallStreetTrading.com. You can find some key informative information on the site in regards to continuing education. And if you're interested in joining our proprietary trading firm, you can contact me for details via my email address, ccooper@wallstreettrading.com, or via the website contact us button in the upper right, in the upper corner of the page there. Aside from that, let's go ahead and talk about the markets here. We had the Dow Jones ended the day down on a downward note, along with the other indices. A lot of people expected the first day of the year to close on a positive note, but usually when that tends to happen, the opposite of what everybody expects will happen. However, we did have some shining stars. We had Bank of America up 3.5%, just about. The Solars were in play. FSLR up 5%. I believe you had some action in that SCTY stock as well. Amgen, Celgene were positive. U.S. still nice day. Newmont Mining, a lot of the mining stocks got a nice bounce. Silver actually attempted to break above that nice little downward bullish channel that we've been telling you guys to watch here. We're going to be taking a look at the commodity stocks as well. Crude oil got smoked today a little bit there, and let's go ahead and just break down the charts. Let's go ahead and take a look first and see how the indices traded for the session here. The Dow Jones closed down 135 points. We had the Nasdaq closed down 33.5. S&P 500 closed down 16 and a quarter or so. Throughout the whole trading session, we pretty much had some selling right in the open, traded sideways, had another breakdown, say like around 11:15, and all the rallies just kept on getting shorted until we finally got a decent bounce around 2 o'clock that kind of went into the close, but then died out near the end of the session there. Again, some sectors that stood out today. Bank of America stood out for the financials, and some of the financials are kind of mixed, chopped around, a little bit weak today. Property stocks got hit today, life insurance. A lot of the financials are weak today, but Bank of America stood out. Apple was down 1.5% today, and a little bit of weakness in technology. So believe it or not, there is weakness across the board. So we'll have to see what stocks have that follow through weakness tomorrow, and kind of get a sense of what sectors are getting some money rotated in and out of them. So be on the lookout for that. I don't really expect real volume to come back until next week, Monday. Taking a look at the breadth, we had 4,452 issues declining on the NYSE, NASDAQ, and the AMEX. We had 1,967 issues advancing on the NYSE, NASDAQ, and the AMEX. So you could definitely see breadth was in favor of the bears today. However, we did have 229 issues making new highs and 28 issues making new lows. Twitter was in play today. A couple of different things were in play today. We'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and break down the chart, starting off with the S&P 500 ETF. SPY closed down $1.77, down close to 1%, closing at 182.92. Again, we've been keeping a close eye on the top of this little channel right here that I have highlighted with the downward facing arrows, downward pointing arrows, excuse me. And you can see we broke above the top of the channel, held above it for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions or so. Then today we broke below and closed beneath that trend line. Keep an eye on that. The key level that you have to watch, I would say, is last week's low, which is around 182, which last week was a breakout of a kind of the 1, 2, 3, 4 week resistance level, this 182 level. So if we break back below 182 and we hold below it after consolidating below that level for about 4 weeks before actually being able to break above the last week, which happened on low volume, we could see the market pull back a little bit more than we expect. All right, so let's keep an eye on, again, let me draw this line in here. We're going to be keeping a close eye on this 182, 181.75 area. All right, call it 181.75. That's the level that you really want to watch, because if we break below that, then we may start trading back. We may start to trade back inside this range down here. We break below 181.75. The last pivot level you have to watch, or the most recent higher low pivot that took us off here, is going to be this low right here, which comes in around, say, 180 half. So those are some levels to watch. And then to the top side, watch today's highs around 184, then watch the all-time high 184.69. Looking at the triple Qs, the Nasdaq 100, again, we saw that weakness in Apple today. You can see the NASDAQ 100 is in this nice little upward sloping channel. Of course, you guys know these usually resolve to the downside once we hit a level of resistance and it starts to hammer out the resistance and starts to break the trend line. All right, or sometimes we will have this upward sloping trend line, have a resistance level, trade between it like so, maybe even do a little shakeout, then come right back up and try to do a breakthrough, and then it'll be like a little ascending triangle with a little shakeout. So we'll see how it plays out, but I've seen that play out a couple times, so I'm looking for different scenarios. Taking a look, so real quick here, the levels to watch on the NASDAQ 100 ETF, the triple Qs will be right here around this 8650 level. We break below 8650, then you want to watch the bottom of that range, which happens to be around 84. 85, call it just 85 whole number. All right, and that's the range that I'm referring to right there. So levels to watch: 86 half, of course. Before 86 half, watch this 87 level. We break above today's highs, then you want to watch the 87.96 area, call it 88. In general, we're just trading in a sideways motion right here. Of course, digesting this nice little move that we've been having. This nice little smooth cruise high we've been having since the start of November. Looking at the IWM, the Russell 2000. All right, small caps still holding above the 50% trend line of the big channel that they've been holding in for like about a year plus now. Um, not a year, but since February here, and that channel's still intact. Really can't get bearish on the Russell until we start breaking below that and holding below it. You know what I mean? So I want to, want to stick with the theme of buying dips. Again, a lot of names sold off today, but they were bought right off the lows, and you could have made a nice return in some of those names. So don't get stuck in trying to short this market quite yet, as we still have some potential upside, and this could just be a little minor pullback. Same thing for the ES. The ES does decide to pull back. Watch this 1810 area right here from this little prior resistance. We broke out, so now select a support if we get some more follow through pullback action tomorrow or in the coming week. Let's go and take a look at gold. All right, GC gold futures. They got a nice little bounce today. They were up about close over 2% overnight. It pulled back in a little bit, actually moved up a little bit here, but you can see we're trying to get back above that 1220 level. We get back above 1220, we start to hold above that level. This could be a little short-term bottom in gold. Maybe some people covering the shorts, looking to allocate cash into some other groups after they made money in this gold short. That was the case. But we will be looking for gold to make a way back up towards 1260 if it starts to hold above 1220. Looking at that silver, actually, let's go and take a look at the gold miners real quick. Gold miners had a nice little bounce. GDX was up 4.25%. That looks pretty good if it could get back above this 23 level and hold. GDXJ, the junior gold miners, they're up 5%, performed even better here. And this thing looks good if it could get back above 35 and hold. And then silver. All right, silver, we've been talking about the whole downward bullish channel in silver. All right, and this is a little long-term channel from one of our proprietary big channels. This is the upper 50% of the upper channel. You get what I'm saying here? You got the big channel, have your 50% trend line, then you have your upper 50% trend line of the upper one. You guys get what I'm trying to show there. It's kind of confusing for me to explain it, but it's kind of like regression channel analysis there, and you can see that we tried to break above it. We've been in this nice little downward channel for quite a while here, so I'm expecting for us to get some nice buying pressure, most likely next week in some of these metals. This thing could pop above 20 half and hold. So keep an eye on that. We already talked about some silver miners from before, which have been steady cruising higher since our call out about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago on this PAAS, nice dividend stock. Now it's trading 12. We gave out our buy alert around 10:40. You can see that on the website, or at least on my personal website, or on our YouTube or Facebook. We talked about that. But PAAS, you have CDE, you have SLW, all these names you can take a look at. And I'm pretty sure you would have some cash looking to get into these names. Try to get like a little short-term balance, maybe collect like a nice little extra 5, 10, 15, 20%. Maybe these things could rally. We'll see. 10%, 15% at least, possibly. Solars were in play today. All right, but before we go over the rest of those stocks, let's finish going through these commodities. Crude oil was weak today, down 3%. Got pretty smoked there, looking for this to make its way back down towards 92. Not really seeing much to talk about besides it got smoked. We'll see how that trades tomorrow. But copper, all the metals were strong. What else? Actually, let me take a look at copper. That is a growth commodity. And since crude got smacked down today, this could have got hit down a little bit. But the metals are strong. Yeah, copper held in there. We're seeing some buying in the VIX. The VIX was up today for another day here. Had the VIX has had one, two, three, four consecutive higher closes. Remember, we really can't get too concerned about the VIX until it starts trading above that key 16 level and holding, then breaking above these 19s and 20s. All right, then we can maybe say, okay, there's a real correction coming. Maybe some people are buying some protection, whatever the case may be. And then we had some weakness in the some weakness in the euro and some strength of the dollar. So let's go ahead and talk about some stocks, starting off the technology space here. Apple. All right, Apple was down 1.5% today, down close to $8. Still looking for this thing to start grinding its way lower. Of course, gap support is right here on the 550. We break below 550, we're going to be looking at those 540s most likely. Keep Apple on the radar as it looks to go lower, as it's been drifting lower. Amazon still hanging in there. Not really much there to talk about besides it's trading sideways above the 390 level. All right, I'm trying to zoom through these videos so I can give you guys a little bit more shorter, detailed, quick shot videos here. Google trading near the top of the channel. I could go ahead and adjust this. Trading near the top of the channel. Nice little upward channel since it's been in its earnings play, just consolidating. The most recent momentum breakout was once it broke over this 1040 level, and then it's been steady climbing higher. And right now it's trading sideways in this little range up here between 1120 and say 1110 or so, or yeah, 1106. Let's see. Oracle, HPQ, Cisco got smacked down today, down close to 2%. Of course, we all know that stock has been getting a recent bounce, but got smoked on the earnings, so just a little gap fill action there, pulling back now again. Then Yahoo was down a little bit today. Yahoo making a nice move since November. Some profit taking possibly going on right now. Still holding its key moving averages though. What about the banks? Well, we had Bank of America. Well, first let's talk about Citigroup. Citigroup did not get a bounce today, but Citigroup, did upgrade Bank of America today, and because of that, Bank of America traded higher, up 3.5%. And if you're looking at some potential targets here, you could take a look at this little ABC move from this little up move right here, this little down move, and you have your ABC move. So your measured move target should give you a target up here towards 17 and a quarter. You can see it just had this nice little range here that it just broke out of. It's a nice little tight range. All right. So this should have some more fall to tomorrow. I would be looking to buy dips on Bank of America as long as it can hold above, say, this 1550 area. It looks pretty good. Goldman Sachs, a lot of people are looking for that to go today, and this one just stayed pretty quiet. Made a new high, but really didn't get any juice like Bank of America or closed strong. And then J.P. Morgan, Citigroup, all these names again, they weren't really doing much. Just Bank of America was a leader for sure today. And one thing I would say is look at the stocks that held up pretty well today with the market trading in its bearish manner like it did. Look for the stocks that held up well today, or that still have decent 60-minute chart patterns that held up well. If the market does get a bounce tomorrow, those will be the names that you want to watch. The coal stocks that we've been mentioning here, they surprised me a bit today. They did gap down a bit, rallied off the lows, rallied up pretty nice, and then guess what? They closed right back on the lows. So a lot of people use that opportunity today to sell the names here. And right now, I think they're probably going to chop around a little bit before they try to make a move higher. Again, the gold and silver, all that action, the precious metals, those stocks were up because the Chinese PMI number came out pretty bullish. I mean, sorry, not bullish, but it came out bearish, but it wasn't that bad. So I'm believing that the metals caught a bid off of that, and of course, I don't believe, but they did catch a bid off of that because that's when the metals really started rallying after the report came out. But the Nikkei's did hit new highs yesterday. Not new all-time highs, but made new highs for the year, closing out the year on a strong note, and then pulled back again today. Similar to how the ES is trading. I would watch this 15,800 level on the Nikkei. Baidu, all those little Chinese stocks are trading strong as well. So a lot of Asian stocks held up today. Those Asian companies. Baidu looks like it's getting ready to make some new highs here. It looks pretty good. You have Baidu in play. Yoku, some decent action there today as well. Yoku finally looking like it's gearing up for a breakout above this 32 level. Keep an eye on that name there. The monthly and weekly chart look pretty solid. And then of course, if you're watching those names, you want to watch Sohu, CTRP, and Cena. All right, Cena looks pretty good. Nice little round in action here. So keep an eye on that name. What else? What else? Seeing some weakness in the defensive names. Of course, that's been the case. Actually, no, they were showing some weakness about a couple weeks ago, but they bounced up. I haven't looked at these names in quite a while here for the past 2 weeks or so. But Coca-Cola sold off today. PM, Philip Morris sold off a little bit today. Some weakness in that consumer goods sector. Utilities were weak today. Again, the biotech Amgen, um, basic materials are weak. Newmont Mining, to go over the gold miners again. Newmont Mining held up pretty well. That looks pretty decent. I can make a nice little oversold balance. And Best Buy got a little bounce today. Only thing that you really think that you see green on the heat map. Solars, I think will have a lot of action at least in the first quarter. First Solar looks pretty good. Take a look how First Solar is holding that key trend line that we've been tracking. We got a nice engulfing candle today, so we have a nice little area. You can work your stop below this 54, and it's relevant because it's right at the key trend line of this big channel that we've been watching. Where does that channel come from? Let's take a look at a 2-year daily chart, and you can see that original channel comes from this action right here, from where the big breakout came in this little parallel channel. So we'll see. First Solar, most likely we could possibly go back up towards the 65s. Keep this one in your radar, going forward here. If you're watching First Solar, SCTY, nice little move higher today. All right, breaking out of this range definitely looks like it should have some action tomorrow. And even if it doesn't have any action tomorrow, it trades sideways and then chops around. When the market gets its legs going again, this thing should start making its way up towards 65.30. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be looking at these solars today, since this stock's held up pretty well in the weak market that we had today, where every rally was getting sold. So aside from that, folks, have a great day. Make sure you contact us if you're interested in joining our proprietary trading firm or taking our education course. A lot of good stuff to come, and we have a lot of guys that are signing up, and they like the chat room, mywallstreettv.com. So check it out. It speaks for itself. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.